Hey, what's up guys? This is Anthony from Anthony's Customs, and for this review, we are looking at the SH Figuarts Tiger and Bunny Fire Emblem character. Not to be confused with the Fire Emblem games. Totally different thing. So yeah, this guy's a really cool looking character. He's got all kinds of metallic and colorful paint on it, and he's got some cool accessories, so I thought I'd go ahead and get it. Why not complete the bunch of figures? So now I have it, now I'm reviewing it. So let's go ahead and get it off the stand and take a closer look. This guy stands just about 6¼ inches. Yeah, it's pretty close. The little tip of his hat thing sticks up a little bit higher. And that makes him just about 16 centimeters, pretty close to that. You can see this guy's got kind of weird proportions. Not sure why they did that. He doesn't quite look like this in the show. He's a lot more of your standard build. I mean, a little slender than your traditional superhero, but not quite like this. But it's not terrible. Once you put the cape on, it kind of hides it. And you can see this guy's loaded with paint again. Lots of really nice paint work. These Tiger and Bunny figures are really impressive when it comes to that. Lots of really, really nice line work for the white and yellow. And then the parts behind the white around the chest are shaded from yellow to red. And that looks really, really good. There's orange mixed in, obviously. There's some blue here and there. The face has a really intricate paint job. Very nicely done. Just a really, really cool looking figure. And then you can see on the gauntlets, really, really nice paint work there. The hands are glossy, so the whole glove is actually painted gloss, while the rest of it's just like your standard satin or matte. Same thing is true for down here on the boots. Very, very nicely done. The cape is solid red with yellow line work on the inside, but on the outside, we have more of that really nice paint work, but then we have this really cool shading from red to yellow with that yellow paint work at the bottom. Very, very well done. Very cool looking character. So let's go ahead and get into the accessories. We do have two different capes. We have the standard cape and then one that's kind of windswept for a jumping or action pose. So that's very nicely done. And then we do have a bunch of different hands. We have the 2 fist hands that come on him in the package, 3 different sets of style pose hands, and then one hand with fire coming off of the tip of the finger, which could definitely be a little bit more saturated, but still pretty cool accessory. And then we have his display stand, which for some reason they made clear. I don't know why his is clear. Everybody else got one that was colored, but his is clear, so that's a little strange, but either way, we do have it. Now, as far as the articulation goes on this guy, the head is on a ball hinge, and then the neck is on a ball peg. Luckily, you can actually access that ball hinge by moving his head around properly because he doesn't have a giant collar like some of the other figures. So that's okay. I still prefer it to not be a ball hinge, but his works well enough. So I'll give it to him. And then the neck ball peg works nicely. For the shoulders, we just have a big ball peg that lets it move around with a cap on there. And then we have just your standard hinge, which goes horizontally. It looks like it should go farther, but it has some kind of stopper in there, so it can't. So they only go out horizontally, but you do have full rotation. You have a bicep swivel, which works just fine. Double jointed elbow, which really I can only get my bottom joint to work. The top one doesn't really want to do anything but wiggle a little bit. And if I remember correctly, they actually designed it that way on purpose, which I don't understand why. But because of the way his gauntlets are designed, he wouldn't have that much range anyway, so it's not the biggest deal. For the wrists, we have our standard ball hinge. For the upper torso, we have just a ball peg. It doesn't have very much range though, just a little bit forward and back. Side to side is almost negligible, or is negligible, and then rotation, not the best. The lower torso rotates a little bit more, but not much, and then it doesn't have that much play either, so his torso is very limited. The cape just pegs on, so there's no hinge or anything, so it will pop off if you bump it. It's not just going to move. For the hips, we have our drop-down ball peg, which is a little bit more limited than the other guys, and due to the design of the suit, it brings the leg out at a bit of an angle, but you still get pretty good range, so I think that's okay. No problems there. And going out to the side, not too bad. Still could be better, but that's still really far, so that's fine. And then you can rotate around on that ball peg, and there's technically a swivel in there that the ball peg will rotate for the thigh, so... Or, I'm sorry, the ball socket will rotate in the thigh. Let's see if I can use the right words. We do have a double jointed knee, which works just fine. Don't really like that knee pad on there the way they designed it, but it looks fine when the legs are straight, so that's okay. And then for the ankles, we have a swivel. It's pretty obvious what we have, but I'll go over it anyway. A hinge, an ankle rocker, which is probably the best of the bunch because it's totally exposed. And then we have a toe hinge, which... At first I thought was pretty bad, but it's actually pretty effective, so that's okay. Yeah, it's a solid figure. I think it's pretty good. I don't care for the proportions, and I don't like that the torso is so limited, but it's pretty good. It's pretty cool looking, so I figure what the heck. If you're going to buy the rest of the figures, if you're going to build the bunch, there's not that many characters from the show, So you might as well get them all. And he's a particularly colorful one, so why not? So now I have it, so you guys get to see it. So there you go, guys. Thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. I have new videos up every single day. We talk about action figures, movies, TV shows, video games, all kinds of fun stuff. So make sure you come back for that. Give the video a thumbs up if you liked it. And in the meantime, keep collecting.